Dear Journal, in math class, a term you'll hear about all the time is the parabola. Essentially, it's a line that, when graphed, begins to curve up and up, getting steeper and steeper as time goes on. It's called exponential growth, and that is Azimuth. Over the past 2 weeks, I have been working like crazy building this town. I've been wanting to do as much as I can with the variety of options I have available, and finally, I think I'm starting to get somewhere. This is entry 3 in the story of Azimuth, and the founders who helped make it happen. It's finally here. Under the direction of Nook, Resident Services finally decided to upgrade its offices from a tent to a real building. The new area looks beautifully detailed and crafted. I can tell Nook really flexed its design skills here, and everything down to the cute brick pattern is a great addition to town. And with Resident Services came a lot of new opportunities for expanding the town. For starters, I could talk to Nook about infrastructure, moving around some of the buildings throughout town. I could also discuss selling new land for people to move into, as well as building bridges and inclines in an attempt to limit the use of the vaulting pole I use every 3 seconds. We started with the bridge. I said I was going to replace the one that I had, and boy did I do that. After some deliberation, I decided to go with the brick bridge in order to match the tiles I had going around the area. Upon completion, it was simple but elegant, and that's exactly what I needed. Along with the new building, we also have some new help in town. Welcome Isabel to the island of Azimuth. A very kind soul and willing to help out in any way she can, we're all glad to have her on the island managing things like the flag and official tune. But one of the things she also began to handle over time was island evaluations. Why island evaluations, you might ask? Well, see, it's all part of Project K. No matter if you're human or animal, you've heard of legendary musician KK Slider. Whether you met him in his early days of giving concerts on a little stool by the train station or his more recent works in DJing in the club, KK is the man behind the music we hear all the time. And to really show how well Azimuth is developing, Nook set a goal: make the island cool enough for KK to come show up. In order to do that, we had to improve the island to a 3-star rating, and there were a couple of ways to do that. First, we had to move some people in, and as of right now, I have almost 10 villagers in my town. I went ahead and moved in Rosie, who showed up as the town's first camper. Oh yeah, did I mention I had to build a campsite? I had to build a campsite. Anyway, I also moved in Dobie. I may or may not have summoned him to do so, but hey, if Antonio and Renee could teleport to my island originally, no, I don't believe they flew in on the plane, thank you, I should be allowed to bend the rules a little. Conveniently, that's also how I skipped time. After placing some items, albeit a bit messily throughout town, I'll organize it later, I checked in with Isabel to see how things were going and was happy to see the town had hit the necessary rating. I think the fact that I had built a bridge and planted quite a few flowers helped out too. After getting a call from KK Slider, who had somehow read about our fine and definitely not messy town, he came the next day to hold a concert. So, with Project K complete, there were plenty of other things to think about on the island. Perhaps most predominantly was the addition of a new shop, the Able Sisters. The Able Sisters, run by the Able Sisters, was to be the town's official clothing shop, carrying tons of new stock every single day. I absolutely adore this little storefront, and I love being able to coordinate an entire new outfit every time I go in. I also decided to start, finally, decorating my house. I really only have a couple rooms fully designed, but I'm pretty happy about how they're coming along. The main room is planned to be a garden, the back room is a workshop and my collection of clocks that I have decided to start making in my spare time, and I also have a cute minimalist room off to the side. And yet, that was still not all. After much thought, I finally decided to move my home too. When I placed it by the river in its original spot, I didn't really do so with the intention of leaving it there. I mean, it was cute and all, but just not really convenient. The shop was on the other side of town, I couldn't decorate one side of it, it just wasn't ideal. Also, I wanted to give the museum some breathing room. So I put it where I really wanted it to begin with, up on the 2nd level of town. With some help from terraforming, I was able to build a cozy little cliff around the side of my town and surround it with a river. I am realizing that I didn't talk about terraforming. Those parabolas really do get out of control. Yeah, so that's a thing that happened too. I can literally change the land at the snap of my fingers. Antonio's workout routines must have been paying off, apparently. More to come on that later. So at the end of the day, well, I'm tired. It's been great seeing things happen so quickly on this wonderful island, but there's just a lot to keep track of. By the time my memories have taken up 100 gigabytes, I feel like things need to simplify a little bit. So I'm going to slow down a little. I want to do less in a week, but what I do work on, I want to do well. I want to step back for a second, appreciate my work, and live my life for a while. Not necessarily as the island representative, but as a resident. We'll just ignore the fact that I spent 10 hours on terraforming. Okay, I need to stop writing.